meaning that asset-rich Americans are controlling over 50% of the GDP, and they have left the working class out of all of that prosperity that was generated. That manufacturing is still being done. It's just being done in other countries. It is still
for wages we will not work for.
That's exactly right. You're right, Bill. That's what the tariffs are for. They are to make American workers more competitive in the global market. Why are we accepting that there should be a race to the bottom?
That's disaffected liberal Batya Ungar-Sargon making Bill Maher go speechless after skillfully sidestepping his dismissive insults disguised as questions about her recent support for Donald Trump. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it seems like the left and right are now living in completely separate worlds, because the former is so consumed by Trump derangement syndrome and establishment media narratives that they're operating under the impression that everything President Trump is doing has been catastrophic, and the people who voted for him are so humiliated that they now have buyer's remorse. Of course, the only problem with that assumption is that it couldn't be farther from the truth. Here's Bill Maher getting absolutely humiliated after attempting to run what he thinks is a victory lap on Ungar-Sargon.
I gotta go right at you because, you know, I've known you for a while, and when I first read you, you were a conservative Republican, but not crazy. Like I read you in where? Newsweek, Time Magazine? And I'm not saying you're crazy now. I was gonna say. But went from just a conservative, leaning right to a Trump supporter, okay? Someplace I would never go. And I'm just wondering what you think now. We're approaching 2 months in. I mean, you must have a feeling in your gut. Look me in the eye and tell me you don't. That this is really going badly, and I shouldn't have thrown my lot in with this team.
Oh, no, I feel the opposite.
All right. Tell me why.
I'm so sorry, Bill.
No, tell me why.
No, I feel so proud of, I mean, I was never a Republican or a conservative. I was a leftist, and I am still a leftist. I'm just a MAGA leftist now because...
That makes no sense.
He looked at our destroyed manufacturing base. He looked at the downwardly mobile working class. He looked at the fact that working class Americans can no longer afford the American dream. And he looked at why that was, which was there was a handshake agreement between both parties that we should somehow have free trade, which resulted in shipping 5 million good manufacturing jobs overseas to build up China and Mexico.
And some came here.
No, what they did was they brought in millions and millions of illegal migrants to compete with the jobs that remained here. And what Donald Trump said was, we have to stop selling out the working class. That agenda that he laid out, socially moderate, anti-war, and anti-free trade protectionist, that is a leftist
Sam, I
agenda.
will bring you in, I swear to God.
You know, the fact of the matter is I don't agree with this lady on a lot of stuff, particularly social issues, but she's spot on her analysis about Trump breaking the uniparty and swinging the political pendulum back the other way by focusing on abandoned and screwed over working class in this country. And you can tell that Maher absolutely wasn't prepared for a well-reasoned, thought-out answer like this, which frankly is a mistake that a lot of people on the left, especially coastal elites like this, make about Trump and his supporters because of the straightforward and candid way they speak.
I want to answer the question about manufacturing in the 70s.
Oh, I don't blame you. I'll go back to that
too. So the reason people want to go back to the 70s is in the 70s, the largest share of our GDP was in the middle class. And that was not separate from the fact that 25% of our economy was in manufacturing.
Right, the largest share of our GDP
was in the middle class, the biggest chunk, the middle class,
most
people
of
who
what
were
was
middle
produced
income.
came from the middle, and now it comes from what? The rich.
Now, the top 20% controls over 50% of the GDP. Our economy was an upward funnel of wealth, and the largest share, which used to be in manufacturing, which gave a lot of working class people a middle class standard of living, now the largest share is in real estate and finance. You know, China, what is its competitive advantage over us? It's that it pays slave wages. Why should we accept that? They're still manufacturing our PPE, our pharmaceuticals, our cars. They're making all that stuff. Trump says there are 5 industries that we cannot have any kind of national security without having a stake in them. Pharmaceuticals, lumber, steel, aluminum, and I forget what the 5th one was. But these are really important, that we have a stake in the manufacturing of the things that we need as a nation, so that when China decides that it wants to go to war against us, we're not relying on them for steel and aluminum in order to fight them.
Okay, well, at least that's an answer.
The best and most hilarious thing about Trump not fitting the traditionally conservative mold is that it forces Democrats into a position where they basically have to openly oppose things that their party has supposedly been in favor of for decades. I mean, them flipping on foreign intervention and forever wars is a perfect example of that. The mask is really starting to slip with them, and each action President Trump takes, he's forcing the other side to show their hand and admit that they care more about the administrative state, illegals, and preserving their own power over the concerns of regular Americans. But let me know what you think. Which party better reflects the concerns of actual Americans? Democrats or Republicans? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!